And now, it's time for the week that was, featuring Coach Marc Montoya of Factory X.
What's up, guys? We're back for another session of the week that was. Here in Factory X, we are going to cover UFC Edmonton. We're also going to cover the main event with Colby Covington and Robbie Lawler. So let's get cracking, and here we come. All right, first bout we're going to cover is Felicia Spencer versus Chris Cyborg. Interesting fight. Definitely saw this fight going the way the decision was, but I'll tell you what I didn't see. I didn't see how good Felicia can be, and she really showed and surprised, I think, a lot of people, including me, of how resilient she is, her pressure against the cage, and what a chin she's got. The amazing thing in that fight is that she's sitting there in the first round and she's really putting pressure against Cyborg against the cage. And it's absolutely dwindling down Cyborg's batteries. She's getting tired. She's sitting there not able to get off like she wanted to. When she did throw, though, and hit Felicia, she hit her clean. And Felicia acted like it didn't even happen. So kudos to her. The unfortunate part in that fight, I think, for Spencer is that in the third round, she lost her clinch against the cage. And that's something that surprised me in that fight, is that the pressure against the cage didn't exist in the third round for Felicia, and then you started to see Cyborg pull away with her vet experience and use her striking and her dominance on that end. Granted, it wasn't a finish, but kudos to Cyborg for coming out there, withstanding that whole pressure against the cage, getting back to her vet experience, using her range, and going out and imposing her will and winning. But again, man, really, really big praise to Spencer for what she was able to accomplish against one of the best women's MMA fighters we've ever seen. So congratulations to both fighters. Amazing fight to watch, and I think we won as fans on that one. All right, so let's round out the Edmonton card. We've got Max Holloway versus one of the trailblazers and legends in Frankie Edgar. One of the things I saw at weigh-ins is, wow, the size difference. You know, Frankie's been fighting at 145, and I don't think he has to cut much, if anything at all. He's gotten away with it up to this point, but if you're going to fight guys like Max Holloway at that weight class, it's going to bode against you in the sense of that range and what Max was able to impose with his volume. Hey, one thing that was impressive to me with Max is, how about his takedown defense? His single leg takedown defense, any takedown defense, hey, he looked great. And that's essentially what won him that fight. He looked super relaxed anytime that Frankie was in on a takedown, so relaxed that Frankie, toward the end of the bout, whether it was the fourth or fifth round, was like, I'm not really going to shoot much here, and if I do, it's a feint to try to hit him with something, because Max really negated one of Frankie's strengths, and that is his takedown. I didn't see the fight, though, being a unanimous 50-45. I thought Frankie won at least a round, especially the round that he took him down. I believe it was in the second. Took him down and was able to get that. I know it was only one of a bunch. I think it was 12 that he stopped, but despite that, Max handily won the fight. Max shows that he's amazing at 145. Max shows that he's got the most amazing range with his stature and his build at that weight class. Max shows that his volume is unbelievable, and also Max shows that he's a true champion because he consistently defends that belt. Hey Max, stay at 145, keep that up, because at 155 it obviously didn't bode well for him with Poirier, but 45 is his division to lose. I mean, he's got a hold of that thing. So hey, great job to Frankie. I'd love to see Frankie go down actually in weight. Go to 135, Frankie. Go see what you can do there. And Max, keep up the run you got, man. You're an amazing fighter. All right, let's finish this out. You've got this upcoming bout with Robbie Lawler and Colby Covington, probably one of the most hated or loved, depending on which side of the fence you are on with that fighter. Interesting matchup. Obviously, I would say people on paper would say that's a striker versus grappler, but I kind of beg to differ there. Robbie has got good grappling. he's shown that against one of the best grapplers there is in Ben Askren, he was able to defend that in a controversial decision, by the way. I didn't think Robbie was out, by the way, against Askren. Regardless of that, he's fighting Colby Covington. Colby's upset at him because Robbie used to be at ATT, feels like he's a traitor. Robbie went on for, well, I don't know why, but he went on to a different team. These two obviously have to have some knowledge about each other, given that they train in the same building. I don't know, at ATT sometimes these guys don't train together, but they're still in the same building, so I don't know the background there. Let's just say that they didn't train together. They absolutely know some stuff about each other, whether it's just internal talk that's happened there or just the stuff they saw from film and fighting. Who's gonna win this fight? I think Robbie Lawler wins this fight. I think you're gonna see the same Robbie Lawler that came out against Askren. I think you're gonna see someone that wants to prove that the Askren fight was BS and that he can handle wrestling, striking, whatever you throw at him. Robbie's a G, man, and I'll tell you what, I think he comes out and he wins that fight. Colby, though, is going to impose his will because he's got that wrestler grind. He's gonna get after him, he's gonna put him in precarious situations. My question is, can Robbie defend the takedown like Max Holloway did against Frankie? If he can do that, curtains for Colby. If he can't, it might be a long night for Robbie. But I'm gonna go with Robbie on this one. I think he's got this one in the bag. All right, guys, final thought for you. I wrote this down the other day. I was reading a book, and it's actually a book that I'd recommend to you. It's called Chase the Lion by Mark Batterson. Amazing book. If you haven't read it, read it. I challenge my team to read a book a month, and that's the book they're reading coming up here in next month. So, the thing I wrote down is it says, successful people do consistently what normal people do occasionally. Again, it says, successful people do consistently what normal people do occasionally. That right there, guys, chew on that, see what you got about that, go be successful, get after it, and remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, do those things on our Factory X YouTube page, and hey, go hit up our boy Comments from the Peanut Gallery. He's crushing it, he's doing all this stuff. He is the mastermind behind the videos, the pictures, the photos, all that stuff. Go give him a like, go say what's up, and go check out the work that he's doing. Until next time, peace out.